The first thing that was awkward was waking up in the night. Couldn't fall asleep again. I was like restless. And I was thinking about food, about eating. And I was thinking about cheese. The next thing that made me think that maybe I have a problem was this. Yeah, no, it's gross. Yeah. I have been doing this maybe 7 times for the last 2 weeks. I just recently discovered this technique of liberating oneself from too much food. Like, I would eat... Okay, just recently I did this 2 times in just 1 day. How it would go, like, I would start eat in the morning until maybe lunch, until I had difficulties breathing, till I was so full that I just went and forcefully threw up. And I would tell myself, this is the last time. From now on, you'll use self-discipline, and you'll be strong, and you'll go back to what you ate before, a healthy diet. Two, 3 hours later, somehow I would just sit in the kitchen again and I would eat. And in the evening, like, I would just continue to eat. In the evening I was so full again that I just went to the bathroom again and I forcefully threw up, telling myself that this is the last time. and after this, like 2 times on the same day, like, I was eating normal for maybe 2-3 days. Then it happened again. Like, I just had a weak moment. Like, I was being strong for 2-3 days because I have to. And a weak moment of maybe 5 minutes, and I would just sit in the kitchen again and just eat all the trash that I could get my hands on. I have been plant-based for over 3 years, and I never felt so good. Like, mostly for the last year, 1 meal a day containing of nothing but ripe fruit. And it's so amazing. I feel better than I felt when I was a kid. I mean, it's incredible. It's impossible. Somebody told me when I turned 30 that from now on it would decline my health. Now I'm in the shape of my life. Right now it's a little bit worse again, of course, after eating all the trash. But yeah, it's ridiculous how good you feel if you eat what humans are meant to eat. And yes, I know, plant-based cheese isn't plant-based, and it's not a ripe fruit. But it's not the only thing I started to eat again. I ate fish just yesterday, after, like, I think it's like 3.5 years that I last time ate meat. I just opened a can of corned beef. Like the worst kind of meat, you know. I just opened it, took a fork, took a bite, ate it, and it smelled, well, it tasted awful, like I could feel the blood. I didn't even feel bad, you know. It's sick, but I just mixed it with pasta, added cheese, a lot of spices to somehow mask the taste a little bit. Olive oil I added, garlic powder, pepper, salt, and a lot of cheese. And I just ate the dish, yeah. And you know, I would love to go back to fruits one time a day. But somehow it's impossible. I don't know what happened to me. I used to have a lot of self-discipline. Like when I quit my job last year, 2020, in July 2020, I started to do like a few challenges. Just things that piqued my interest and that I believed in, experimenting with myself and like the limits where you can go. First thing I did was a dry fast, 7-day dry fast. At the same time I didn't sleep for all these 7 days. And in the end I ate a big dose of magic mushrooms. 1 month later I experimented again with sleep deprivation. I didn't sleep for 6 days, and in the end I took a big dose of mushrooms. That was great. And next thing I did, I fasted for 2 days, and then I fought versus a professional MMA fighter on a heroic dose of magic mushrooms. And yeah, I lasted maybe 3 seconds until I got knocked out. That was amazing. And then I hiked like 70 miles in 7 days with nothing but a backpack and a sleeping bag. Like the first 3 days I was just on a urine fast, and then I would just eat what I'll find. After that, next thing, I was doing, that was just 4 weeks ago. I completed, first for a month I was doing like calorie restriction, where I would eat just a few fruits, maybe like 4 or 5 bananas a day, and following that I did a 7 days urine fast. And always these things I would have, it was no problem doing these things, and now I can't go back to fruits. It's just impossible. Like the farthest I get would be maybe 1.5 weeks, and then I lapse. I binge eat. It starts maybe with something healthy, like I would binge eat on banana ice cream, like self-made, containing nothing but bananas and papayas, you know, until I'm full. But then it's not enough. Then I go to first healthy things, like I would buy gluten-free bread with hummus and onions and tomatoes, and I would just eat the whole bread, but it's not enough. Then I go to canned beans. Okay, and the next day it's cheese. Next day I just give up, you know. Oh, come on, fuck it. And I've just a week, and And then I sit in the kitchen and binge eating again. And then I'm depressed, like really depressed. I ask myself, what just happened? Why? I just went 1.5 weeks and now what's the problem? I don't get it. I'm not strong enough. And that made me think, like, what's the matter with cheese? I mean, something is fishy. It's impossible. Like, how can you wake up at night and think about cheese? I mean, something is wrong. What I would do, like, I had this thought that I should research. I would suddenly go to YouTube and research, or just search for cheese addiction. And this is what I found. Like, first, this guy talking about how addictive cheese is, and that it basically acts like an opium, and like the casein turns to casomorphine and acts with your opium receptors. And then I think it was watched another video of Neil Barnard. I think he was appearing in What the Health. And he's talking about the same thing, how cheese is concentrated, and basically it's like function the milk of a cow has to attract the calf to, bond with the mother. And of course in the milk, the opium or the casomorphine, casein, is much weaker than in cheese, because in cheese it's highly concentrated, and even, the second thing, it's high fat food, it has a lot of salt, and that's like the things that make you addicted. But basically, in like a pound of cheese, he said a pound of cheese is like 10% the strength of a therapeutical morphine dose. And I was like, oh, okay, that's why I can't quit it. And the thing is, if you stop, like, I don't eat salt anymore, like, for the longest time, and your taste buds, it's incredible how good the food tastes. I mean, it's just ridiculous how good, like, a papaya tastes. And I also started to eat really slowly, and it's just orgasms and explosions. I mean, so somehow I think I'm much more susceptible to something like an opium addiction, even if it's a weak opium, like cheese. But it's a drug. It makes you dependent. You're becoming addicted to it because it's opium. Like, of course, it's not like I just watching this guy, like a really smart guy, talking about his heroin addiction. Like, he's really awesome, I think. And he's just really authentic, and he's talking, his truth. And he says, like, that I think I could go back, getting a job, and getting away from the street, but I just don't feel like it. Or he tried, and it was so hard, Like he knows he could do it, but it's just too hard at the moment. And he also enjoys it. He's enjoying it somehow. Like I enjoy eating cheese, even if I know it's bad for my health. And yes, that's the reason. And when I found out about this, I think I was able to quit it for... I think that was when I was able to quit for 1.5 weeks. And I would just eat fruits again, 1 time a day. When I found out about how it's just an opium addiction. And you just have to get over it, you know. It will take time. It's not as difficult, of course, to withdraw from, like, I don't know, painkillers or heroin. Of course not. But still, it's... I wake up in the night, I can't sleep, and I think about eating and cheese. So it's really annoying. And, you know, in this moment, it's so... I'm repeating myself, but it's. I know it sounds ridiculous, but in this moment, I'm in a hole. I don't see anything else. I don't know how it does that, but it's cornering me, where I'm really depressed and I don't see anything else, and I just think about it, and I just make myself excuses for it, like I'm doing now, you know. I'm just talking myself weak, and next thing I know, I'm just eating again cheese. Yeah. So that's really, really depressing. And I literally, like, for the last few days, I don't know what I have to do anymore. I know it sounds ridiculous, it does, but I don't know. I didn't know what I had to do, you know? I mean, I'm helpless. And I know I have to continue to go on my journey and to explore what the body is capable of. But I have to go back to fruits, because that's good for my body. I feel it. Yes. I mean, look, I want to be honest with you. I have been suicidal again. Because I'm thinking about it, you know. I just, you know, well, maybe it's just joking around sometimes, but I just was doing a hike for like 3 hours, short one, and I was looking down, like I was in the mountains, and like there was a steep, well, I would just look down, how you say, canyon or whatever, and I would just think, how about just jumping down there, because you're a failure, you know, just end it, just jump down. I would look down and I would say, whew, oh no, I'm scared about doing it. I think that's a good thing, but I would just like, yeah, you see, you're even too weak to do that, you're just a failure. And, you know, I was really helpless. Now something happened yesterday. A big thing happened. Like a synchronicity happened. Like a huge one. A really huge one. And this, I think today I'm thinking again, like every 5 minutes I'm thinking about eating just today again and start over tomorrow. Jeez, yeah. But until now, I was able to be strong, but I have to tell you the synchronicity, what happened. Like a synchronicity, if you don't know what it is, I had to Google it yesterday again. It's just like 2 or more events that happen that are related, and it's obvious that it's not just a coincidence. Like, it's impossible that it's just a coincidence. Something else had his hands on said events. Like, well, I just tell you what happened. It's maybe easier. After 3.5 years, I would open a can of corned beef. I would mix it with pasta and cheese. I would eat the whole dish. I wouldn't even feel bad about it. I just do it. It was tasty. Yes. 5 minutes later, I pick up my daughter's iPad. Not one time since she has this iPad, she had it for 2 years, would I watch something on her iPad on kids' YouTube. That was the first time I picked up her iPad. I went to kids' YouTube and I searched for SpongeBob. I did this fully automatic, without thinking. And there was one episode that piqued my interest, and I started to watch it. Now I tell you something. It's about addiction. It's about addiction, and Mr. Krabs is addicted to basically trash, eating trash. And when I saw the monkey driving the brain, I mean, I knew like the coincidence, 5 minutes before I'm finishing eating this gross trash. I mean, eating meat is so fucking gross. It's just disgusting. And yes, I ate meat for most of my life, but it's just gross. 5 minutes later, I'm watching this SpongeBob episode. And yes, it's about me. And when I watch this monkey, I mean, it's amazing. It's so amazing. And I knew, like, the universe just gave me, like, I think it was funny. I was a little bit offended. It's a little bit judgmental, I think, comparing. But to be honest, it's gross what I ate. It's really gross. So yes, I agree, universe. I have to stop it. And yeah, the thing is, it's the jump monkey. And what I then did, well, okay, it continues the synchronicity. It was the last event. 5 minutes after finishing the SpongeBob episode, I was looking at the watch like this, without wanting to know what time it is. And it was 8:55, and I'm into angel numbers, of course, because I'm into that, and a lot of things Angel number 855. I just have to read it to you. Because, yes, I mean, angel number 855 brings a message to be aware of the coincidences and synchronicities appearing in your life at this time, as they are presenting to guide and assist you, and also to bring you opportunities that will advance you along your path. Like, how much was that altogether? Like 20 minutes, half an hour, and 3 events like that. It's no coincidence. It's something outside this reality trying to reach me, trying to help me. I mean, you can't make these things up, you understand. And yeah, it's trying to help me and guide me. And I think that might have given me the strength to now go back to a healthy diet containing of 1 meal a day of fruits. And you know, I even had, I mean, that was so impressive to me. I just had to do my first self-made stick and poke tattoo. Do you see that? It's Jam Monkey. I just tattooed that on my hand because I really would like to get rid of my cheese addiction, of my Jam Monkey. I want to get rid of my Jam Monkey, really. It's important for me. And with the help of the universe, I think I can do it now. I mean, literally, now when I talk to you, like exactly in this moment, he's riding me. I'm thinking about, look, just one last time, just eat today again cheese. Then tomorrow you can start again. It's doing it to me right now, every 5 minutes. And it's annoying, but yes. And second, I would like to remember this synchronicity for all my life. Because this helps, you know, in difficult moments when you're lost. Sometimes I forget all the good things that happened to me. And I'm just lost. And if you write something on your skin, at least it's easier. It's actually, it's like in Memento, you can remember the things. Because that was actually after a mushroom trip, a big one. When inside this mushroom trip, I remembered Memento. Because literally what happens every time when I'm eating the mushrooms, my brain works like extremely good. I can remember everything that happened in my life. It's all in the same place. It's easy. When I come back, I forget things. And I was realizing that inside the mushroom trip, and I just thought like, just start do it like the guy in Memento, and just, you know, write things on your skin so you can remember them. It's a good thing to do. Yeah, so I hope I will be strong enough to kick my cheese addiction. And I don't think it's just cheese. I think it's cheese, wheat, because it's gluteomorphine, acts with your opium receptors as well. Very, it's great. And also alcohol, I drank alcohol. What else? Sugar, white sugar. chocolate, yeah. But I'm just going cold turkey. I just collected 2 8-liter bottles of prickly pears. For the next 2 weeks, I'll just eat fruits that I'll pick myself, like prickly pears. And the ones I picked, they're not even so tasty, but you know, you have to peel them. It's not so easy, it takes a lot of time. I will eat less, 1 time a day. Prickly pears, I will chew on the seeds, just eat really slowly until I'm over, till I'm through. And I'll let you know how it went, of course. And if I can kick this, I will reward myself. And the reward will be a huge dose of magic mushrooms that I'm growing right now. And I will show you with what exactly I'm going to reward myself. But first I'm going to kick this. And again, while saying this, I'm thinking about maybe just one last meal with cheese, and then I'm going to kick it. It's doing it to me again. The jam monkey. So yeah, I'll keep you updated. Wish me luck.